Heidi ho! Welcome back. So I wanted to make a very quick video really to address a concern that I saw in the comments section of my last video. So I made a video earlier today that talked about quantifying your achievements in a functional resume, the type of resume that you would want to use if you're looking for an executive position, because it is forward thinking versus looking in the rearview mirror and documenting your past. Now, a lot of people in their executive resumes put down job descriptors, lots of bullet points of what you would see if they posted the job description looking for a role like that. But I don't think it's a good idea to do just that. You really need quantifiable achievements. Now, the question was asked in the comments section today, can you give me an example of, for instance, a therapist's resume? It's a very good question, very valid question. So a therapist's resume reminds me of the resumes that I've written for healthcare providers in, for instance, hospital administration. So I'm going to, for instance, just as an example, I'm going to pull up a client's resume that I wrote, I believe it was maybe the end of last year, and it was for a chief executive officer or a chief medical officer of a hospital system, a larger hospital system. So the reason that I want to bring this up is because a lot of times when you're in healthcare, when you're in, let's say, therapy, or even academia, when you're teaching, you're probably wondering, how am I going to come up with numbers in my career and quantify those achievements? Really, that's valid for anyone at any level who is looking at their career. How do you quantify? And I'm talking about like maybe people who are making $15 an hour and people who are working in retail, fast food, hospitality, things like that. How do you decide what to put on a resume? So as you're looking for an executive resume or looking for an executive position, you want to really tell the story of what you contribute to your present job, your past jobs, and then of course what you can contribute to your future role. All right. So for instance, if I look at my own a resume for a chief medical officer or a CEO for a hospital system, the three core strengths that she had was patient-centric healthcare leadership, develops exceptional talent and culture, and impactful operational excellence. So with those three buckets, if you will, of her achievements, then we were able to put in a lot of different facets of her career. I want you to think of yourself as, and this is how I think of you, as a diamond in the rough, for real, a gem in the rough that doesn't have any facets to it. In other words, it's just a rough gem that you pull out of the ground. And then as you cut it, if you've got expert talent in cutting a diamond, you're going to see a lot of facets. And what you'll find is that the more facets you put into a diamond, or really any gem, the more facets you put into it, the more it shines, the more it really glows from the inside. So I want you to think of yourself as that diamond in the rough, and you're going to look at your career in different facets. And those facets need to be I guess, if you think of it as a Venn diagram, if you're familiar with Venn diagrams, then it would be the intersection between who you are and how you do business, followed by how you are different than other people who may be applying for the same role. In other words, your differentiators in the job market, the open market. And then finally, what makes you attractive to an employer who's looking to hire somebody like you? So, or private equity firm or recruiter, a gatekeeper, whatever it might be. You want to make sure that you're attractive to them, as well as you are describing your differentiators in the job market. And of course, that's where working with a professional firm like mine, it does give you an advantage because we know your competition because we have worked with them. So you really want to know how you are different. And oftentimes what we find is that our clients don't know how they're different. And when we point out their differentiators, they're very surprised, very surprised. But I want to really focus on quantifying your achievements today. So for instance, if we take those 3 core strengths that I mentioned, which are the patient-centered healthcare leadership, develops exceptional talent and culture, and impactful operational excellence. If we just look at one of them, for instance, the operational excellence, you can say, for instance, I'm looking at it, it's slashed left without being seen from 6% to 0.1%. That's nice. So that's a before and after. So yes, that's a quantifiable result. And you can do established differentiated service lines to increase patient referrals and market share. She really didn't have a number on the increase in patient referrals or even market share, but she wanted to list that as something that is different about her. And then, of course, you can, let's see, I've got on here the, projected to grow facilities patient retention by up to 5x. Consistently responsible for 0 negative findings for emergency department in 3 site surveys that they did. So medical errors are reduced by 80%, amplifying revenue by over 200%, oversaw the stroke center winning the hospital award, the Gold Plus award. So it's really those things that she's proud of, those things that are different about her than other hospital leaders. And those are some quantifiable things, but just remember, even if you don't know exact numbers, you can give a description of before and after. In other words, what was the state of your department, of your team, of your company? What did that look like before you entered the picture? And then what does it look like after? So give the before and after. And if it was done in a tight time frame, you want to explain that. So before and after within X number of months, X number of weeks, or even X number of years, if it's still something that you're pretty proud of, even though it took maybe 3 years to accomplish. So that's the kind of thing that you want. You do want, if you've got leadership experience, you want to explain what type of leader you are. Are you collaborative and empowering? Are you strategic? Really, what is that leadership? You know, you really want to describe the leadership that you bring, okay? So I just wanted to make this short video to help you quantify if you've got a position that you feel isn't quantifiable, all right? Do try to put something together. Think about those things that you're proud of. And again, think about the 3 core strengths that are the intersection of who you are and how you do business, so that they understand what they're getting for their money if they hire you. But also, then it would be, what are your differentiators in the market? How are you different than your competition? And then finally, what makes you attractive to someone who's looking to hire somebody like you? So bring it out as far as that's what they're looking for. And you just have to ask yourself, for my next employer in my next job, not the job I'm doing now, not the job I've done in the past, my next job, what is an employer looking for? What's the company looking for? If it's a PE firm or a VC firm, what they are looking for. And I can make a separate video on private equity, because that is actually something that is highly regarded and it actually works quite well if you're targeting private equity. So that's what I wanted to share with you tonight. And I'm going to get a drink of water. Okay. So I want to hear, well, first of all, if you're listening to this, if this was helpful, please give it a thumbs up, pay it forward so that other people will be able to see it, more people will be able to see it. And then also, I am really working hard to really come up with these live streams at least 4 or 5 times a week. And I want you to be able to be notified when I become live. Oftentimes it's going to be in the morning, but like today, I really wanted to get this information out to you. I didn't want the day to end without me explaining to you how to quantify those achievements, because it is so very important that you do so. And oftentimes people have a lot of problems with that. So please let me know in the comments what you found most helpful with this. I'd really love to know what you're going to take away from this video and actually put into your resume draft. I would love to hear what you found most helpful for you, okay? So I'm Tammy Cabell with Career Resume Consulting. Do look in the description for some free stuff that I'm giving away, some free resources like a video interviewing checklist, sample resumes to give you a really good idea of how to quantify your achievements in a variety of different roles. There's 5 different roles in the sample resume 5-pack. I'd love for you to have that. And then also, if you ever want to talk with me or my team about partnering with us in order to get you that next 6-figure or multiple 6-figure role, I would love the opportunity to talk to you. It's not going to be like a sales conversation. There's no pressure. I just want to know what your goals are, what the obstacles are to getting those goals, and if you're experiencing the black hole syndrome, like you are putting your resume out there or applying to a bunch of jobs and not seeing anything, hearing crickets. I want to know that. So I would love to help you with that, because that's really what our expertise is. We're able to help people get into that hidden job market where almost 90% of the jobs that are out there that pay multiple 6 figures are located. It's not really a place, it's more like a period of time. So I'd love to explain that. I know that's going to leave you hanging, but I would love to explain that for you. So there's going to be a link down there in the description to sign up for a convenient time to talk. So again, I'm Tammy Cabell with Career Resume Consulting, and thank you so much for watching. I'll talk to you soon. Bye now.